nothing to open your own. It costs nothing to open your own account. Products range anywhere from $10 to $50, and we can put solutions together for you depending on what your wellness goals are. And I sell my products to anyone from age 2 to 92 or 102. And what else? Is that it? I think that's
it's like, yeah, it's pretty well. You've covered the last seats. It's pretty well. Yeah.
All right. So, and thank you for having me.
No, I appreciate it. Thanks for joining us. Let's share.
You should crash the car.
Yeah, we could be careful.
Well, you know, I'm multitasking here. So let's see if I can do it. If I can just get you to say what it is, please, Fred, and then I don't need to look at the screen. Well, I can't look at the screen. So if you can just, so I gather the first thing is my name is, yeah? Is that right?
So it's I'm your name from your business name.
Hang on, just do two at a time, okay?
Yeah,
so,
sure.
hi everyone. I am Lucia Cardamone, and I'm a sales director with Nutrimedics International. And what's the next thing?
Well, it says as a sales director with Nutrimedics International, I sell.
Yeah. Okay. As a sales director with Nutrimedics International, I sell premium skincare, magnificent cosmetics, wellness products, eco-friendly products, and gorgeous body products. Next.
It costs?
And they can cost anything from this to this, yeah?
Yeah.
And then?
And the people who buy your products,
yeah.
but name the products.
Yes. Okay, so the Nutrimedics, the people that buy the Nutrimedics, the skincare, body care, cosmetics, wellness, eco-friendly products are people that are really committed to buying products that are good for them and for the environment.
And those people are like?
And those people are like you and me. I'm just thinking off the top of my head. They're people that are really committed to having products, like I said, that are good for them, don't have any nasty chemicals in them, and that are good for the environment at the same time. So.
Thanks, Lucia. And
thanks,
Alan.
Brent.
Okay, if I can get myself off of mute here, it's going to be interesting because actually my name is Alan. I'm from Hemet, California, Southern California, and I consider myself a master connector. And as a master connector, I sell or I represent various different resources that actually grows your business or allows you to network with others. So I consider myself a collaborator, connector, and a networker. And the people that buy my products and services they vary. But to give an example, they could be someone who needs access to alternative funding, an individual who needs a business tool to grow their business tools, such as my InPhone, and or home-based business entrepreneurs and individuals that are looking for legitimate and ethical resources and ways to generate additional income streams that I can locate, research, and constantly market. So in short, I call myself a human search engine. So thank you for allowing me to be a part of your panel here.
The real Mr. Google. Thanks, Alan. So has anybody got any questions about that? Just in general, or any feedback on what they thought?
No, that was all pretty good. But Valerie, what company are you representing? I didn't hear that.
Yeah, I've partnered with Isogenics for the last 10 years.
Okay, rightio, cool.
I think, Fred, it's really helpful when people identify where they're from.
Okay.
Because we are all from such different places, and I know I neglected to say where I was from, but a lot of people did, and I think that was really helpful.
Yeah, so I'm from Melbourne, Australia, Valerie. So I'm driving the highways of Melbourne right now.
And I'm from Canberra,
Okay.
Okay.
Australia.
And I'm Sydney, Australia. And Lucia, I'm really jealous of the blue skies that you can see because all we've had.
Well, the blue skies are that way, and the grey skies are ahead of me.
Oh, okay. We're sending them down to you.
You're
There you
sending them
go.
to us too.
Fred, is it possible for you to post up that little photograph of the question so that it's actually in the files or in the
in the chat.
media of
In the chat
in the
box,
group?
yeah.
Yeah, great,
Yep.
great.
Yep.
Thank
Give me
you.
a couple of minutes. It's that multitasking issue again. So,
Yeah.
But I'll get to it. Yeah. So we got obviously well, maybe not obviously, but I'm from Melbourne, so the same as Lucia. Alan, where are you from? Because I don't think you said, did you? Or did I miss it?
Yes, I'm in Hemet. Trying to move to a place called Rancho Cucamonga, but I'm in Southern California. It's in a section called Inland Empire, Riverside County. Yes.
Okay, appreciate it. What I'm looking at doing, and I'm looking for feedback from the people here and anybody that joins in future meetings as well about the direction that we take the networking group. So one of the things I want to do is actually look at possibly having hot seats in the future so that we have somebody come in, but we'd have to have a bit of a chat about how deep they want to open up their business to us and what kind of questions they want to ask. The other thing I want to do is offer business spotlights. So a member can come in and instead of just giving us the elevator pitch that we just went through or something similar, that they give us a little bit more of an in-depth insight of what their business is, how it started, and maybe where they think it's going to go in the future. So with that in mind, Di, we spoke about this last week. So I'd like to introduce Di to the floor, and she's going to give us a bit more of a business spotlight on her business. So about 3 to 5 minutes now.
Yep, sure. I'll take my background off so I can actually show you. Hi, everyone. So my business is Sleep Keeper Pillow Carrier. So if you want to go away and take your own pillow, you'll sleep better, be way more comfortable, and especially now in today's world, you don't have to risk sleeping on an unknown pillow. And the carriers are water resistant and durable, and they actually compact your pillow to about 1/3 of a size. Sorry, Lucia, but you probably won't be able to see it. But this is one.
I can see.
Okay, rolled up. It has a handle that will slip onto your luggage or clip to a backpack, so it easily makes your hands free. And when you get to wherever you're staying, you simply undo the Velcro, the noisy Velcro, and your pillow will just spring back to its original side. Pull it out, and then you're sleeping on your pillow like you are at home. But all the while going from A to B, it will keep your pillow clean. Now, why would you take your pillow? There's a lot of people that do, but if you don't, why would you? I mean, I would have been the last person that would have ever taken their pillow anywhere, just because it's so big and cumbersome. The reason why chiropractors and physios and those sort of people do recommend you take a pillow is because you sleep on your pillow for 8 hours a night, basically every night. And in that time, your body relaxes, your muscles relax, and it gets used to that pillow that you are sleeping on. So when you go away, you've got it's either a smaller pillow, a higher pillow, harder, softer. It's a totally different pillow to what you're normally sleeping on. So when you go down to lay to relax, your muscles in your neck and your spine are in a different alignment. And it's making all the muscles in your neck have to not be able to relax because they're actually keeping your neck supported in a different way. So you're not truly getting the sleep that you generally would do as if you're in home. So hence that is why chiropractors do recommend you take your pillow with you. And now with the Sleep Keeper, it makes it possible to take it anywhere. And not have to worry about germs or trying to stuff it into your suitcase. You can easily carry it and be hands-free. Mine's gone all over Europe, all over Asia, everywhere. Wouldn't go a night without it now. You'll be shocked at how much better you do sleep. There you go. If you've got any questions, you're more than willing to ask me.
What's the inside, like what's the guts of the pillow made out of?
Well, it's your pillow, Ray. It's about
Oh.
putting your pillow in it.
Oh, right.
All I sell is the bag, and it's so
Oh,
you
right.
take your own pillow wherever you go. And that's why you'll sleep better, because it's keeping all your muscles, your neck and your spine all in line like you were at home.
Have pillow will travel. Okay.
That's right.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we all get used to our own pillows.
Thanks,
Right.
Di.
And that's the science behind it.
Awesome.
I'm
Awesome.
just curious, Di. You said you never used to take your pillow. What made you make a sleep keeper?
It was a girlfriend that travelled always with a pillow, and she had a bag for it that was falling apart, and my background was sewing. So she came to me and asked if I could make her one. And then another lady asked in a computer course I was doing if I could make her one for a child in Scouts and make it waterproof. And then when I made it like that, I went, wow, I really, really like this. And in part of the computer course, I had to build a website, and I didn't know anyone that wanted a website. So I went, oh, I'll build a website on this. And it started from that.
Wow.
So, yes.
Yeah, it's a great story, Di. Has anybody else got any questions for Di?
I would just like to know what your website is.
Okay. Yep. I'm just about to post my details in the chat.
Okay.
And it's a flat rate internationally. So you just, whether you buy one or you buy 10, the shipping rate will still be the same price.
My question, Diane, first of all, I believe this is your vision, correct?
Yes.
Congratulations from the bottom of my heart. You are actually why I do what I do. As a master connector, I connect different entrepreneurs. And as you were speaking, I was thinking about, I'm a veteran. And there's a young lady that I definitely want to set up a one-on-one with you, because I realized that when children go off the deployment, or their parents go off the deployment and they have to go out, sometimes that especially with their own personal pillow, will make all the difference in the world, them sleeping and staying up all night. So you have a winner there. So I don't know if you work with veterans organizations, but there's an amazing project that one of the young ladies is putting together, and I want to introduce you to.
That'd be wonderful, Alan. Yeah, thank you. Yes, it does help with kids with their homesickness, because even though the pillow's the same, it's the smell too. Kids really makes them more comfortable. It's got the smell of their home and everything with them when they take their pillow. Yes, thank you.
No, Rob.
Thanks, David. With just taking a leaf out of Alan's book there, Alan, we're getting a bit of a hum from your side, so I'm not sure where that's coming from.
Okay, it may be the TV. I'm gonna go back on mute. Seeing if I can kind of find them up. No problem.
Okay, appreciate it. Yeah, just taking a leaf out of Alan's book there. What I'd encourage everybody to do is to reach out if you've got interest in the people that are in the room tonight. Just reach out and do a one-on-one with those. So and with the people that you connect, because the more one-on-ones you do, not only will you learn about that person, but you'll learn how they can possibly help you grow as well, and what their connections are like. I'm trying to mute Alan, but I can't do it for some reason. It's not letting me mute. So there's something going on. So, put your details in the chat. The other thing I would like to find out is, and you can put them in the chat, if you've got any other networking groups.
Toilet.
Sorry, Alan, can you mute, mate? We're getting a lot of feedback from your
That's
end.
what they hear. Embarrassing. He hears like a hum.
Yep. But the system's not letting me mute, so I'm not sure what's going on with that.
Fucking ass toilet.
Okay, I'll keep going. So one of the things I was looking for was, for many networking group to be successful, it's got to be different. So we've got to actually have something that's a point of difference. And what I'd like to ask each of you here today is, what do you expect to get out of a networking group? Or what would you like to get out of a networking group? But the other question is, what don't you like about networking groups, or what don't you want to see within the networking group? So we'll go around the room again, and I'll start with Di, if that's okay.
Yeah, I would like, Fred, because you're a wealth of knowledge, just to do a little tip now and again, or even every week, just some small tip. You really have some good ones up your sleeve.
Okay.
And what I don't like, I don't know, I quite enjoy networking, so yeah, I'm not really sure about what I don't want.
Okay, so I can do anything I like, and you won't be offended. That's great.
Well, I'll tell you, can I?
That's a bit of a challenge there, Diane. That's a
Yes,
challenge.
I've really left it open, haven't I?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And what about you? What would you like to see in a network group that possibly you haven't seen before? And what do you dislike about networking groups?
Well, my purpose is to meet new people. So I think that's probably my primary reason for networking is to meet new people, to be able to just reach out to more people and collaborate, be able to make referrals and help people. What I don't like is ongoing chit chat that really doesn't tell anybody anything, but it's interesting. I mean, I know I hate chit chat. Even I arrive late to meetings when I go in person because I hate the chit chat stuff. And I know a lot of people enjoy that sort of camaraderie, but to me, I find it a waste of time. So not too much chit chat.
Okay, I'm just going to let Alan back in. Valerie.
Okay. Well, what I like is what I've learned like in the last several years is how important it is to make connections. And I know when I first started my business, I felt more like a hunter, and I was just out trying to find people who needed me and force them, and now I just feel like I've learned to fish instead. And, whoever needs my solutions will come to me. And so I have started to just embrace the fact that that there's even other people that have wellness products. Like I love meeting them because I know that there's a lot of good companies out there. We've just chosen to hang our hats at these specific companies. So I love hearing more about what people are doing to grow their businesses, even if it's like the same type of business as mine, because we can feed off of each other and kind of lift each other up instead of looking at each other as competitors. So I love just hearing the stories. I loved hearing Diane right there. It makes me want to go to her website and look things up. So that's important to me. And I agree with Anne about the chit chat, but some of it is important to me just because I started out very much as an introvert. And this year I've just kind of come out of my shell a little bit. And so this is way out of my comfort zone for me, being with others and talking. And so I need a little bit of that just to keep getting better at communication. And so but I love, hearing about everybody's businesses because I think it is important because then we may think of someone that we can refer. So.
Thanks, Valerie. Ray, you always have something to say on this topic.
Yeah, I like to shoot the breeze. If I'm having a one-on-one with somebody, and then after we got over the little bit of formal part, what you do, what I do, I like to generally shoot the breeze about what's going on, and I also like to see little quotes of the day. I'm right into that sort of thing, just to keep one positive. And it's also good hearing about other people's business. A lot of times it's just the tip of the iceberg is what you hear. Like for me, example, I'm in a niche in a big market, and it's just the tip of the iceberg, and you get into companies that Valerie are in and Anne is in and Lucia are in. They're just the tip of the iceberg is what you see. It's not until you do a bit of research and shoot the breeze, you find out a bit more about what's going on. And you can't be all things to all men, that I've found, and it's taken me a couple of decades or 3 to find that out, and or to understand it. Okay.
Thanks, Ray. Lucia, you've been in the marketing game for quite a while. Would you like to first off share with the group how long? And because it amazed me when I first heard, but it's a great story.
Okay, so I've been with Nutrimetics for 46 years. This year will be 47 in November, and I came into direct selling party plan as a 19-year-old, and which is very unusual. But 19 seems to be the magic number. A lot of people, when I'm at networking seminars or direct selling seminars, particularly, there's a lot of 19-year-olds that have a moment where they go, you know what, this sounds amazing to me. So and what I love about networking groups is getting to broaden my because when you've been with a company, particularly for a long time, you can have tunnel vision, and it's good in one way, but another way you've got a very closed view to what you're doing. So I've been part of, originally SWAP, which was a salesman with a purpose. I joined as a 20-year-old, which introduced me to people like Bob Proctor, Val Vanderwall, lots of those people I met as a very young person. So I feel very blessed to have done that. And I love, as the gentleman that just spoke before me, I'm sorry, I've forgotten your name, but Ray, the positive, the positive affirmations, the quotes, I love getting those. I then share them on into my groups, and then, so I do enjoy that. The chitter chatter, well, I love hearing people's stories. What I love hearing is, and then, sometimes I share my story with people that I meet, but sometimes I share other people's stories. So I do love hearing other people's stories, how they overcome different obstacles, what they did. There's always something to learn from people's stories that you can take on for yourself or you can share with other people. What I don't like about networking groups, some of them are not real networking groups. And so I love genuine networking where there's an opportunity. I mean, I love connecting people with other people. So it's not necessarily that I will connect my products and my services with someone in the group. It might be that I know someone that, is interested in whatever. So, I like connecting people. So if you're looking for anything, it may not be a product, like something to do with your business. It could be something that you need personally that, we can refer each other to. So I hope that makes sense. Fred.
Yeah, no, great. Great
I'm just about to, I need to get out of the car at 12:45. So I'll be shooting off shortly. So nice to meet you all.
Thanks,
Good to
Lucia.
see another SWAP member. Okay.
Oh, really, Ray?
Yeah, I joined it way back in the 80s, and then when I came home from sailing in the 90s, and
yeah.
So it was good. And is it still going in Aussie?
No.
No,
I
no.
think that there's a component of it that's going, like there's an older group, a group that gets together every now and again, but in its official sense, I don't think so. So, yeah.
Yeah, because it
SWAP
started
was
out of
awesome.
Singapore.
Yeah.
Started out of
Yeah.
Singapore somewhere many years ago, and yeah, it was very good.
Yeah,
Lucia,
yeah.
I don't think we have your details.
In the chat, I'll pass them on to. I'll pass the chat on to Lucia, and then she can make connections outside because it's probably difficult in the car because she's in the
That's
mobile,
right.
Yeah.
So I'll pass the chat on. I'll email you the chat. Yeah.
Thank you.
Provided I remember to save it.
I'll give you a nudge. I'll give you a nudge.
I've done that before.
Yeah.
Okay, Alan. So tell us, what do you like about networking and what do you dislike about networking?
I hope I can come again. I'm actually living in an apartment. The pipes keep going off every 30 seconds. That's probably what you hear humming, so I'll be brief. But you know, what I love about networking is actually everyone is usually genuine for the most part. And I'm gonna say your community is the first time they've ever asked that. So I love the very fact that there's individuals coming up with new ideas and different things every day. What I don't like about networking, which is part of just the everyday thing, is I think business owners as a whole sometimes want to kind of share their product or service, but they don't realize that sometimes it's not about selling. It's about getting to know the person, and maybe building a alignment on maybe who you can help. For example, I love the very fact that all you young ladies have, all you individuals here have great health products. Valerie, I am familiar with Isogenics, by the way. I love Isogenics. I almost ate the bars a long time ago, and I almost ate half of my products. But I think Isogenics is an incredible product, and it allows individuals to be to really connect with individuals. And sometimes you meet others that you didn't expect to meet. Like one of my associates today, he had a stroke, but he's doing well. But it just made me think that he told me that he was looking for anything that has to do with health and really improve his health. So just by being part of this panel today, I learned about a couple more health products that I can pass on to him. And it's not about me, it's about, like I believe Ann said, it's connecting others and seeing how you can make a difference in others' lives.
I think it's pretty important about any networking group, because it's really, you know, once you start referring other people, then what goes out comes back, in my opinion. And I think that's really what it's about. I mean, and that's one of the reasons that I set up this group, because it is a little bit mercenary. Like, I'll obviously make contacts with people in the group, and hopefully, you know, they can promote my services to other people, and I'll get business out of it as well. So, but in return, I'm certainly going to be pushing people in the group and getting them, because, and the main reason for that is that if I don't get referrals for people in the group, as I said before, if there's no return on investment in time, then people won't return. And the only way of building a group and keeping it viable is to have the same people coming back week on week on week, and more people coming into the group. So in order to do that, they have to get something out of it. You might get somebody trying something for 2 weeks. Well, in my opinion, a couple of weeks is not enough to build relationships. You know, you need to give something, you know, a month or 2 months, come in and then make a decision. Because a lot of people burn a relationship real quick by saying, nah, this group's not for me. Didn't meet anybody, but you don't know who you're going to meet next week. So my video is frozen, I think. So I'm not sure. You can still hear me?
We can.
Yeah.
Okay, it's just the video itself has stopped working. So anyway, one of the things I'd like to do is, we've got a few minutes left. So you know, I think it was Di that said that she likes to get hints and tips. So what I'll do with the few minutes that are left, I'll actually, if the technology allows, let me just see. So can you guys see that screen? Like if you go to speaker view.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Yeah, I can see it.
that's my personal Facebook profile. Okay. And I only use Facebook for business. I don't use it for personal things, although I did put up a recent anniversary on the page, and, you know, got some interaction on that. But what I want to talk about is a couple of things on Facebook that are very easy to fix and use to get more traffic. Because no matter what group, if you tell somebody to touch base with you on Facebook, or you message people on Facebook and try and get them to connect with you, the first thing they're going to do is check out your profile, right? To see who you are, what you do, and if you're, you know, if you're a connection, or if you're viable for them. So a lot of people, if you look at the top of my page, I've got a clear call to action on the page on what I do. And it actually says, click here. Now, the reason I put that there is that I'm inviting people to click the button. Now, the reason that's not an actual button, but on any image that you put up on Facebook, when you click on the image, it will actually open up a post box. So now I'll click on this just to show you. So, what's going on? That's not doing what I wanted it to do. That's great. Must be because I'm in display mode or something. But normally what happens when you click, let me just move that across. That's probably the reason. Okay, so you can see that?
Yeah.
Right, so what happens when you click on the image? So it's a false button, effectively. It opens up a post box on the side. And what I've done here is I've said, okay, come and join my Facebook group, because that's what I want people to do. And there's a link in that post that invites people to do whatever your call to action is, whether it's to phone you, like, here's my phone number, give me a call, whatever that call to action is. But again, if I'll just move this slightly over. So again, it's all about this bit of real estate. A lot of people just put up a photo of their business, of themselves, and nothing, but it's top of fold. It's the first thing people see when they get to your Facebook page. So it's a, it's a really valuable piece of virtual screen, or whatever you want to call it. So all you need to do is if you create your button or just have a call to action, whatever it might be, I've got click here, you could have call me now or whatever. And when they click on that, and I should actually make the screen drop down a bit so you can actually see it. So you can see that now. So what happens is, as I said, it opens up this box here, and you just put in a normal post message that invites people to do whatever you want them to do. In my case, I want them to join the Facebook group, right? And that's my lead magnet. That's to get people into the Facebook group. When I get them into the Facebook group, I get them on a call, I get them on a one-to-one, and then I invite them to join the networking group. Right? So that's really the sales funnel, if you will. So it's a nice, easy tip. The other portion of Facebook is actually the information box down here. So if you look at over here, you've got down the bottom, you've got an option to put in multiple websites. So when you add a website, I've only got one there because I find that if you give people too many options, they're not going to take any, right? They just get overwhelmed. So what I want is I want people to join my community. And that's what I'm inviting them to do. So it's one call to action. It's congruent with what's at the top of the page with the click here. Right? So if you've got a Facebook group, then you could probably follow my model and just invite people into your group, have the same link down here. So in your case, Diane, it might be that you send them directly to your website, or if you've got a Facebook group, drive them there, whatever. But if I click on that button, the internet's a little bit slow because we're videoing and all the rest of it, and I'm on NBN, but that takes you straight to my networking group. And again, I've got the join button here, right? So it's telling people what to do. It's a call to action, because if you don't invite them to do something, what are they going to do? They don't know what to do. So be clear on your call to action. So that's my tip for today.
Excellent. Thank you, Fred.
That's brilliant.
Yes.
So we'll keep you on, Fred. Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
So, and that video, there's a video for that inside the members area of the networking group. So, and it's little bit more detailed than that. And that's what's called optimizing your Facebook profile. So if I go back to the profile, my profile again.
Beautiful. Thank you, Fred.
Okay.
Yep.
So any questions on that?
No. We'll have a play around with that and have a look at it.
Yeah, I also know on my one, because I've actually got a shop now one, and it takes me to my website. So would I'm just trying to think offhand if it's actually on the top header or if it's a separate button, but I'll have to have a look.
The header is like it's a fudge. Like what you're doing is you're just creating the header with a call to action on it.
Yeah.
Right. So you're not like most people will just put their web address up there.
Yeah.
And people have to type it in.
Yeah.
Okay. But if you say, like, it could even be follow me, for example, the call to action on the image. But when they click on that, it opens up that comment box,
Yeah.
which you could have a hot link in, so they don't have to type anything.
Yeah.
right? So you can have a link to your website in that comment box. So they just, you
Yeah.
know, if you want more information about sleep keepers and pricing, go here, right?
Yeah. No.
If you've got a special offer, like a 2-for-1 deal or something like that, you take them to that 2-for-1 page. You don't
Yeah.
take them to the front page of your website.
Yeah.
Right. So the, you know, the message flows all the way.
Right. Good. Thank you, Fred.
Okay.
We're all going to be looking at our Facebook pages after this, aren't we?
And like, it'll be interesting to get feedback too, because if you know, obviously if you get a connection and you ask people, and you should ask people how they found you, you know, because if you're doing anything in marketing, it's all about numbers. It's all about test and measure. You change one thing at a time, you see what happens. And then you either, if it's in a positive direction, you go forward. If it's in a negative direction, you stop doing it. Right. So
Well, actually, can I ask, because I've got my personal one, which is Diane Tipper, and then I've got my business one, Sleep Keeper. So could I put that click here on my personal one to direct them to Sleep Keeper?
okay, so you're talking about Sleep Keeper as a business page?
Yes.
Usually a waste of time.
Okay.
Usually a waste of time, unless you're paying for ads. Because what happens with a business page is that Facebook, because of their algorithm, don't really share anything unless you're a paid customer. Right? They might go out to half a dozen people, maybe.
Yeah.
And that's why I have a business page for everything. Right? I've got one for my business. I got one for the networking group. I've got, you know, for everything, but I don't use them. I don't populate them. If somebody goes there, there's a link obviously to something, but I don't spend any time maintaining them or doing anything with them because they're a waste of time.
Okay. So
Your
really I should be-
personal profile is where the action is. And that's why I'm saying, now, even if you use your personal profile for personal reasons, you can limit the information you send out to your friends. So that, say, for example, you want to type something that is really personal, you can set up a group within your personal profile to only send that post to that group, right? So they could be family, for example. But I don't use that. Like, I use the phone when I want to talk to my family.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so I don't use Facebook.
I don't really post much at all anyway.
But, well, I'd encourage you to do it because...
Well, I know, but it's just, well, especially my personal one, because I've got so many people on it. I don't like posting anything personal.
Yeah, but no, that's, and I agree. That's why I don't, you know, as I said, we had our anniversary late last month and I posted that up, and that's probably the only personal thing I ever do.
Yeah.
You know, but with your personal profile, that's where the action is, because if somebody, if you're in a group, like you post in my group, right?
Yeah.
And somebody doesn't know you, the first thing they're going to do is click on your image and go and check out your profile.
Yeah.
Well, if you're not talking about your business, you should be.
Okay.
If your header image is not talking about your business, it should be.
Okay.
Right? So, because I mean, that's mercenary. That's what do you want to happen? You want people to go to your Facebook booth, find out about Sleep Keeper, go to your website and buy your product. But if you don't set that funnel up, if it stops and all you've got is an image of the seaside or something in your profile picture, they've got to scroll down, look at your post, find out where the links are, everything else, and they just won't do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Huh?
So I could really ditch my business one then.
I wouldn't ditch it, but I wouldn't maintain. Like, if there's a link there and somebody finds it, then you might get some action out of it. I wouldn't ditch it, but I wouldn't spend time posting or maintaining it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Wonderful. Well, thank you very much. I've got to head out now myself.
Okay.
So nice meeting you all.
We'll hope everybody got value out of the hour or so that spent with us today. I would encourage you to, a network's only as good as the number of people in it.
Yes.
So if you felt you got value, then please invite somebody else next week, bring a friend. The first 2 visits are at no cost, so you can invite people for free, and then they'll have time to make a decision. Okay.
Terrific. Thank you, Fred.
Thank
Pleasure,
you
guys.
very much.
Thank you, Fred. Thank you.
Nice.
Nice meeting you all.
Keep well, have fun.